You already know the samurai has two swords. What you probably do not know is what each is meant for. For centuries, Japan's warrior class carried both blades everywhere they went, not just as weapons, but as a public declaration of how they were expected to live and how they were expected to die. The two swords, one long, one short, resting at the hip with the blades turned upward, ready to be drawn in a single motion. They became symbols of honor, discipline, loyalty. A warrior culture so controlled it turned violence into ceremony. But almost nobody explains what those two swords actually meant, because they were never simply weapons. They were proof of status, proof that the man carrying them had already accepted how his life might end. In feudal Japan, only samurai were legally allowed to wear both swords, not peasants, not merchants, not craftsmen, not even wealthy citizens. The right belonged exclusively to the warrior class, and that right came with conditions. The pair was known as the daisho, the big and the small. The larger sword, the katana, was the weapon people saw frequently, the blade of war. Drawing it in public was not a warning, it was a declaration that violence had already become unavoidable. Once the katana left its sheath, someone was expected to die. But the smaller blade carried a far more terrifying purpose.